Hey Rohit, thanks for taking the time out to do this, man. So for everybody's reference, Rohit is our in-house, we call him the beard expert. He's worked with our amazing product team to uh, develop a product for Man Matters. We are developing a beard range of products, and Rohit's been heavily involved there. So he's our go-to guy for everything beard. So hey Rohit, thanks for taking out the time to do this, man.
It's a pleasure. Happy to be here.
So, Rohit, what we have done here is that over the last few days, we've asked a few questions on Instagram. We've asked our followers questions. The most common question we have about beards, and that's what I'm going to ask you today. Cool?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer all these questions.
Awesome, man. So let's jump into it. Okay, so Rohit, the most common question we get on our Instagram is does shaving make your hair grow thicker?
No, so shaving hair doesn't actually change thickness or the rate of growth.
Hmm?
This myth is super common. I've heard it many times growing up as well. And one of the oldest myths. So I actually looked this up. So this myth has been passed on across centuries. But actually, even back in about 1928, there was a clinical study done which found that this wasn't true. Somehow, even after 100 years, the myth continues to go on. But I don't blame anyone for believing this because where I think the myth actually comes from is much more on what that change in appearance is.
Yeah, because when I was in school, this was a very common myth for me also. So I actually did not know this was a myth. I was inclined to believe that this was true. So when I was in school, that was a thing we all heard growing up, right? That if you shave your beard more often with a razor, it'll grow back more thicker. So yeah, man, I think it's a very common myth. But I think you were addressing like why is this myth so common? Is I think the next obvious question I'd want to
Yeah,
ask is.
so let me like maybe explain to you just anecdotally, right? Like if you shave today, like let's say I shaved my entire beard, suddenly I
Mhm.
would notice like a lot of empty skin, like my very clean shaven skin. Within
Mhm.
a few days, you're going to already see that beard growth. When you go from completely clean shaven to quickly seeing a lot more change in color because all the follicles start growing immediately, the immediate shade changes and gives you this perception that your beard is actually growing much faster this time.
Oh, okay.
But in fact it isn't. The only place where this might be somewhat true is when you're a kid. You have much more silky mustaches or facial hair growth, and shaving kind of makes it more coarse, and somehow and because of that it becomes more dense as well. But for anyone our age or anyone who has been shaving for more than a year, shaving doesn't actually affect the speed of growth at all.
Got it. So basically, it looks more thick, but actually nothing is happening. Got it.
Just
Okay.
the
Thanks, man.
contrast.
Got it. Got it. Thanks for answering that one, man. Man, so another question we get very commonly is that I can't grow a full beard. And there's a slightly heavier angle to it, is that a lot of people think that they're less of a man because they can't grow a beard. So am I less of a man if I can't have a complete beard is, I guess, the question.
Absolutely not, man. See, like a beard is just one facial property or just a property of your body, and different people have different amounts of beard growth, but it actually has nothing to do with how much of a man you are or not a man, right? One of the main factors of growing a beard is just genetics. Some people have genetics that support beard growth, some people don't.
Mhm.
Also just a lot of people think it's a testosterone issue then, right? But unless you have critically low testosterone, a lot of people with similar testosterone levels have different beard growth. uh,
Mhm.
so it's nothing to do with testosterone. I mean, while testosterone is a key part of hair growth, this unless as long as you have normal testosterone and you're not being able to grow a beard or it's not full, it has nothing to do with anything apart from probably just genetics. The other thing, just to kind of make this argument clearer, is think about different people have different amounts of hair on their bodies, right? Some people actually have hairy legs. Some people have hairy
Hmm.
arms. Some people have a nice beard, but they don't have hairy legs or arms, or hair on the chest varies. So it varies a lot. So to think that one person is less or more of a man just because of what their beard looks is just a completely wrong way to think about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there's also this research that says that men from Southeast Asia tend to have lesser hair and less of a beard. And I don't think I'd want to mess around with a Bruce Lee or a Jackie Chan, man, and call them less of a man.
Exactly. If you just think about all these examples out there of different areas, different people, it's lot to do with genetics and very little to do with anything about being more or less of a man.
Hey guys, that was end of part 1. We hope that we answered some of your questions. Stay tuned for part 2 where we answer some more questions like, does having a beard affect my interviews? Do comment if you have any more doubts, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Man Matters.